Hi there, another great message for you today. This is Shalene with Upbeat, and I am so excited to talk to you about trying new things. If you were a fish, would you go to the ocean for a vacation? You wouldn't because that's where you live. And it's interesting to try new things, try new foods. Boring to eat the same thing all the time. Maybe try something new and different. I know that I never used to like tomatoes, pickles, anything mustardy, and I've learned to like all of those. Now, I still don't like olives, but that's okay. But by trying new things, we can develop and go exciting places in our lives. So it'd be kind of boring to sit in your house and never meet anybody new and your entire life and instead of getting outside. So this is going to be a little push for you to try something new, meet new people. We're all creatures of habit. We enjoy what we do. It's easier to be home and in our own routine. I know that. That's who I am too, but it's good to try new things. So recently, there's been, I think, three different times I had a chance to try painting. I've always said I'm not an artist. I'm creative in other ways, but I'm not an artist. But I tried it and I really had fun. The tutorials made it really easy, but I really enjoyed trying painting and doing something that was not my talent, not my strength, but learning something new. So it was really fun. When I was craft lady for camp recently, I had to learn how to make these sun catchers, and it's so creative and so fun to do something new and different with gels and paper and try and create this stained glass effect. It was just really fun. I used to not be a seamstress. Sewing was not my thing. It was my mother's thing. I was a little rebellious, didn't want anything to do with it. Then I had children and they needed clothes and I started dabbling in it a little bit. Then I was too busy and I didn't really sew a lot. I started quilting a little bit more, doing a little bit more. And now sewing is what I do. Sewing is what I work to get everything else done so that I can go sew. How crazy is that? That's where I am in life, so different than earlier in my life. YouTube makes it so great. I can say, I have some little scraps of fabric and I need some ideas. Boom. Not only come up the ideas, but how to do it. And there are so many things we can learn to do. So I would like to encourage you to find something new and try it. Um, there's just all kinds of options. I even made backpacks for my grandkids recently, and the pattern I found was so good that by the time I finished it, and I was not good at zippers, and now I'm good at zippers. By the time I finished it, it looked professional. It literally looked professional and made me feel really accomplished. So here I went from not being a seamstress to making something that looks professional. I have a lot of room to grow, but it's just fun to try new things. So Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. Now, I certainly have not done that, and I live in my comfort zone and doing what I'm used to, but that's a fun way to look at it. Try something new that might be different than what you're used to. And I wanted to end today by telling you this story of when Joe and I went to Costa Rica. I think that was in 2020. And my husband Joe is very musical and loves to sing. There was one night in Costa Rica that where I and my doTERRA team went to. It was a walk away. It was a 5-minute walk from our hotel, and we went to a karaoke place. And the group was having a blast. They were up there singing songs and dancing and taking multiple turns. And this one friend of mine just kept trying to encourage Joe to do it because she knew he could sing and that he was musical. And Joe just kept turning it down and turning it down. My goodness, it was so sad because she kept saying, well, what about this song? What about this song? She just was so sweet to keep trying to encourage him to do something and to perform, and he just wouldn't do it. I think we were there for an hour and a half before he finally thought of a song that he could do, and I think it was Fly Me to the Moon or something. It was just so fun, and he got up there And he started doing it and he had so much fun. And it was so good because he really sings really well. And it was just so fun. And the memory of that is just seared in my brain, how fun that was. And once he sat down, he said, okay, I can do more now. I can do more now. And I thought that was so interesting. And we talked about it later. And realized that we're used to performing. Joe's used to performing when we've practiced, when he's picked out the music, when he's ready to perform because he's perfected it and ready to go on stage. But he's not good at just spontaneously getting up there and doing it. And I share that with you because that's really the kind of thing that we can keep trying these things that are new and different and have experiences that will help us maybe grow and realize there's something out there besides the regular everyday stuff. I remember being in the beach on that trip and thinking, oh my goodness, maybe it's something about being in the water that just makes you feel this world is a lot bigger and has a lot more to offer than I'm giving it a chance to. So try something new today and remember to be upbeat and positive. Have a great day.